Hi, so I want to show you how what are my favorite ways to connect electrical wires. I've used all these methods so far, and I have now a list for myself of my favorite ones based on the safety, based on how easy it is to use them, and based on the size. The size is important because it's often it's the best to have it very small, because sometimes you have to work inside power sockets or inside switches or in channels, and you don't have much space, so it has to really be compact, and so that's important. Okay, I start from the top. Screw on wire connectors. These are these ones. They work, so I have here some stripped wires. They work super easy. It's like a spring in here, and so here I have 3 wires. I roll them together like this a bit, and then I put the head on it and I screw them further on. And by screwing them further on, the nice thing is you see no copper hairs anymore, which makes it very safe, because one safety issue can be that copper hairs stick out of a connector and start touching other things. Electricity starts leaking, or it starts making a short circuit with another hair. It can be a fire hazard. And this way, because it pulls everything inside, there's no hazard anymore, and it's super easy. Just quickly screw on, and it's small. So these are my favorites. I have here small ones, big ones for if you have bigger wires or more wires. And the only thing that they are not good for is for wires that have like a hard core. So these are hairs, which are most wires nowadays, but you have also wires that are have a hard core, and these don't work for that, because they will break off the core. Okay, then number 2 for me is the WAGO clips. They're very easy to use, and they're safe, because so here I put 3 wires again. You can put it very much in. So far, and this is the key point for safety, you don't want to see the copper wire. The connector should hide the copper wire, so then you for sure there's no hazard. So I put these 3 in, so you can put it very deep, and then you click them and they're straight in. Also very important that if you pull a bit, they shouldn't go out that easy, because often there's situations that there's a bit of tension on the wire. Can be caused by different reasons, but it should be able to resist a little bit of tension. So these also pull it a bit, and it should not just pop out like that, because that's dangerous. If it pops out, then it can start touching stuff, other stuff, like the live and the neutral can touch each other, and there can be risks. Okay, then number 3 for me is the old school terminal blocks with a screwdriver like this. Put it here, and then you can put wires. So I put, for example, 2 on this side. And then you can also put more on this side. It's not bad, but I prefer the other 2, because the other 2 make it, by the method that how it works, impossible that there sticks any wires out. And this one, when you put too many in, it can it can show a bit of wire. And also the fact that it's like a screw in here, it's very important that all the little hairs, the copper hairs, touch each other. And because it's a screw and there's space on the side, some hairs cannot touch properly, so you don't properly connect it. To explain like this, it could be, if you don't look well, that you only connect this part of the wire and this part not, because it's like loose inside the terminal. So yeah, and it's there's smaller versions, but it's a bit big. Sometimes it's inconvenient to have it this big, but still it's a good one, and it's strong. Then you have these, I call them pushing clips. They come, for example, with IKEA, they come with the lamps, and they're quite simple. You push it in here, you stick the wire in, and you let it go. And then from the other side as well. Push in. While you push it in, you can put the wire in, you open it, and that's it. But yeah, as you can already see, you see some naked wire there, which is not good. And yeah, you could fix that by just cutting off a part of the wire. Yeah, but then still, it's the best if you don't even have to do that. Like with the other methods, the first two methods, doesn't matter so much how short you cut it. You have more range, and yeah, you cannot put a lot of wires in here, and it's quite big. So often, in many situations, you cannot really use it well. Yeah, but at least they're quite easy because you don't have to screw. Just push the wire in, and that's it. Then electrical tape. I always use electrical tape in combination with others. So for example, for me, it's already saved like this, but yeah, maybe I have a bit OCD, but I just put some extra tape even around this, so it's 100% sure, if properly isolated. But you can also use tape just by itself. When you have tiny space, tape can be good because tape, for example, you need to put the wires, embed them in a channel, a plastic channel, or a channel that's in the wall, and you have very tiny space, so you want it to be as small as possible. So I do this, and then for these kinds of circumstances, tape is good because, as you see, it's like almost as thick as the wire itself now. But yeah, I won't say like this. Okay, so for that purpose you can use tape, but often it's not super strong. If I give it a good pull now, it will, well, maybe not. Yeah, okay, but it's better to use these clips. So the last two methods I want to show is with the crimp terminals like these. You put them on a wire, and on the other side another wire, and then with a clamp like this, you can push in so that it gets fixated. Yeah, but I often have noticed that the fixation is not so strong. Well, now it seems okay actually. But yeah, it's often if you work in tiny spaces, you don't even have that space to get the wire in a certain angle to get it in. Well, that's that one. And then the last one is also a crimp method, which needs heat. So I get these two wires now together. Here. And then the best is to use a heat gun, but I don't have that, so I use a lighter. And you see how it shrinks to the form of the cable. Yeah, like that. But yeah, that's a bit inconvenient because not always you can just put a lighter in any certain space, because you can heat up certain things. You can make damage from the flames on if you do it close to a wall or something. So therefore it's not really great because it doesn't work in often situations. And plus, I often noticed that it was not really, and as you see, it's not really strong. You can just with a little bit of force, I could open it. And yeah, so that's my list. These are 7 methods. My favorite, the screw-ons, then the WAGO clips, then the old school terminal blocks, push-in terminals, the tape, the Crimp terminals, and the Thermical terminals. Yeah, okay, that's my video. That's it.